Good morning. This is a story about one of the most famous franchises in football history. This is about the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns have filed a lawsuit against the city of Cleveland to test the Modell Law. Now, the Modell Law requires that teams stay in the town for certain periods of time because the city has invested money in the team, in their stadium, etc. But the Browns have decided that they want to move to a new stadium, which is not exactly within the parameters of Cleveland. And so there's a lawsuit because Cleveland wants the Browns to stay where they are. Now, it's interesting that the Browns owe the city of Cleveland a lot of money. And there's nothing in this particular story that says that the Browns are prepared to pay their debt before they leave town. And that, in my mind, is not what they should be doing. They should be making some kind of arrangement that if they're going to leave town, they're going to pay off the debt that they owe to the city of Cleveland right now. And they're not running far away. They're running to one of the nearby suburbs or something. I'm not exactly sure because they give it the name of a stadium that they don't indicate where that is in location with respect to the town of Cleveland itself. I don't think the team is acting properly in this case. The team filed a lawsuit against the city of Cleveland, challenging the Modell Law, which is a state law that is designed to stop teams from leaving cities that subsidize them with taxpayer money. Now, I think that law is proper. In the lawsuit, which was filed in a federal court in Cleveland, seeks to have this law considered unconstitutional. But the case has not been assigned to a judge yet. And I don't think it's unconstitutional. If you borrow money and then you try to skip town without having a resolution on the money that you borrowed, I would view that as a form of thievery. You are robbing the people of Cleveland. Even though you're not going far away, and if you're a Browns fan, you'll still be able to get to the game in a stadium that is not that far away. But I don't see that that is being the right way. The Browns ought to be making up that money that they owe the city. But the law that is written, this Modell Law, it's not clear. It's a vague and unclear law. So that's a problem. But in my mind, I think the Browns are 100% wrong. They're skipping town while they owe the town a lot of money. And there's fan loyalty and things like that they ought to be considering. So this action, which is called the declaratory judgment, was filed to take this matter out of the political domain and ensure that we can create this transformative project and move it forward to make a new domed Huntington Bank Field in Brook Park a reality. That's what they said. That's what the owners of the team said they were trying to do. But that's not right. They have no right to really move away if they don't pay their debt off. They owe something to the people in Cleveland. They owe something to the town for its loyalty. So the lawsuit comes like a week after the mayor announced that the Browns intended to leave their downtown home and build a new stadium over in this place called Brook Park. And the Browns are looking to build a $2.4 billion domed stadium in that new place. It would be a large part of a new entertainment district. So the team owners, Jimmy and Dee Haslam, have said that they want a 50-50 split between private and public financing. And the Browns have not said where the public financing will come from. Well, if I was in the public, I wouldn't give them a dime if they're skipping town. If they're getting that money, they should take it and give it to the town right now, because they owe that money. So I don't care really what the law says. When I look at this as an individual, you borrow money and then you skip town. That's thievery. And the Cleveland City Council has already passed a resolution directing the city administration to enforce the Modell law. But that law is apparently a piece of crap. It can't be enforceable. They're trying to keep the Browns in town and make the Browns pay their debt. And that shouldn't even be a law, let's say. They owe the money. They want to leave town, they got to pay up all the money. They got to clear their slate, so to speak. So I think the Cleveland Browns are making a big mistake, the owners of that team. I can understand why they want to move to a better place for a better thing and everything. And I don't really think that's a bad thing, but I think if you're going to do that, you got to clean your slate. You have to make a deal and pay up the money that you owe. Otherwise, you're skipping town and you're a deadbeat. I don't think the town wants it to be that way. I don't think the team should want it to be that way. Now, this law that was put into effect to prevent people from doing what the Browns are trying to do now was put in place because a former owner of the Cleveland Browns named Art Modell, he's hated in Cleveland because way back in 1996, he took the Cleveland Browns and moved them to Baltimore. And that was when the Cleveland Browns were one of the top football teams in the country. So the city of Cleveland has much grievance with the Browns, and this law ought to protect them. The Browns should pay up before they leave. I think they're just trying to run away and become deadbeats and make more money somehow. But you've got to pay your debts. You can't run out on that. So I leave you with that today. A great football team that is being disgraced by its ownership. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.